Have you ever had one of those weeks where everything just feels off between you and your partner? You're not in a huge fight, there's nothing dramatic that happened, but there's tension and there's short conversations and there's a little distance there and you're just kind of missing each other all week. And by the time the weekend rolls around, you realize, "Oh my gosh, we haven't connected at all." And here's what most couples do. You either try to squeeze something in at the last minute, or you're both exhausted and you just default to the couch and scrolling on your phones. And over time, that starts to feel like you're normal. And if that's where you are, then this video is for you because I'm going to show you two simple weekly habits that keep couples feeling connected no matter how long you've been together. I'm Jen. I am a relationship coach, and this is something I see all the time. Couples aren't struggling because something big went wrong. They're struggling because nothing is intentionally keeping them connected. So it looks like you're in the same house all week and you're passing each other in the kitchen and you're talking about schedules and kids and what needs to be done, but you're never actually sitting down and connecting. And then by the end of the week, it's like, how did we miss each other all week long? Because in the midst of schedules and kids and work, your relationship just gets whatever's left over. So, this is exactly why you need something built into your week that keeps you connected. Now, in my last video, we talked about 3 daily habits. So, go back and check that out if you missed it. Today, we're going to be building on those and adding in 2 weekly habits that really stabilize your relationship. Now, the daily habits are your foundation, and the weekly habits are what are going to keep everything working. So, the first habit is to have a weekly connect meeting. Because when you don't create time for this, then things tend to go a little haywire. So here's how it usually plays out. Something falls through the cracks during the week, plans get mixed up, someone is feeling overwhelmed. And then instead of talking about it ahead of time, it comes out like, well, why didn't you tell me that? I thought you were handling that. Now, a weekly check in prevents all of that because instead of reacting, during the week, you're actually planning and supporting each other ahead of time. Now, I always like Sunday afternoons for this. I feel like it's a time when the house is fairly quiet, everybody's kind of gearing up for the week, and you just come together and talk about life as a team. Doesn't have to be very long. It could be 15, 20, 30 minutes, however long you need. But this is when you sit down and you look at the schedules for the week. So you do talk about logistics and who's doing what and when and who's taking the kids to practice and who's cooking dinner and all of those things. You talk about the business and the planning of the household. But you also talk about what is feeling good or what's been feeling stressful. You talk about the things that are working well and then the things that aren't working so well, whether that's in the house itself or in your relationship. And then the second habit that I want you to do weekly is to have a date night or a day date. Now, I know it sounds cliche, right? We hear it all the time. Make time for a date night. But here's what most people get wrong about a date night. They think the date night is about what you do, but it's not. It's about how you show up for each other. So it doesn't have to be fancy or elaborate or expensive. It's just intentional time together so that you can have some fun and connect. This isn't time that's just get me through the day mode. This is rather, hey, we actually like each other and enjoy spending time together mode. So this could be going out to dinner or a sporting event or a show, but it could also just be sitting outside together. I have a couple that I work with, and in the spring, summer, and fall, they sit out on their patio and they have weekly margarita nights, or even just ordering takeout and picking a movie together to watch, as long as it's intentional and it's not just default mode where you just fall on the couch exhausted and turn on the TV. Because here's the difference: you can sit on the same couch and you can watch the same movie and still feel completely disconnected. Or you can sit there actually present with each other, snuggled up, laughing and talking and paying attention to one another. That feels totally different. Now, if you need ideas for this, if you're thinking, well, I don't have a patio, or we don't have the budget to go out to dinner, or my partner doesn't like movies, then I'll tell you what, just send me your email address in the comments or reach out to me on social media or my website. I have a full list of creative and inexpensive date night or day date ideas that I would be more than happy to send to you. But I also want to add in a quick mention that having a weekly date night isn't enough. This isn't a standalone habit that's going to keep you connected to your partner all week. If you really want connection, then you need to prioritize some of the other habits as well, or you're going to show up to your date nights distant and you're going to spend the whole time trying to soften and reconnect instead of using that time to laugh and really enjoy each other. So, if things have been feeling a little off in your relationship lately, it doesn't mean that anything is wrong with you or something's wrong with your partner. It usually just means that nothing has been intentionally keeping you connected. And these 5 habits, the 3 daily and these 2 weekly that I talked about, can really change all of that, not all at once, but by choosing to show up a little bit differently each day and each week. So if you want all 5 of these habits in one place, you can grab my free guide. It's called The 5 Simple Habits to Improve Your Relationship Today. And it walks you through exactly what we talked about here in this episode, as well as covering the 3 daily habits too. I have linked it below for you, or you can also find it on my website, jenfunkcoaching.com. And if you haven't watched that video on the 3 daily habits, go there next. It's really the foundation for everything that we talked about here today. And listen, as I have said before, if you mess it up, let's say you skip a weekly meeting because you had something come up or you had to miss a date night because someone's sick, that is okay. Just get back to it the next week. None of this is about perfection. It is all about effort and intention. Now, if this episode resonated with you, please send it to your partner. Send it to a friend who might need it. Share it with someone else that could benefit. And please follow, like the show, leave a review. All of that helps so much. And if you have any comments or any questions for me about any of these habits, just put it in the comments below and I'll be sure to get back to you. So that's all for this week. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. If you enjoyed watching, be sure you subscribe by clicking my photo or the subscribe button below, or hit like and leave a comment for me. Let me know what spoke to you. You can also head to my website for free relationship resources. And if you're not done watching, check out a few of my other videos.